Well, welcome back to Living Local. So picking out jewelry for prom or knowing how to tie a tie might seem like a simple task, but there's a lot to consider when choosing a necklace or earrings, and when it comes to tying a tie, it does take practice.
It sure does, and thankfully we have fashion expert Machelle Kaye with us today. She's going to show us what to look out for when picking out jewelry and how to tie a tie. Hey,
that's right.
How are you?
I'm good.
We love having you here.
Yes.
We do. So let's talk about bow ties a little bit.
Okay.
They've become a popular choice among teenagers going to prom and stuff like that. What should guys kind of keep in mind as they're looking? I mean, I have some opinions on it.
Yes.
As a bow tie wearer.
Yes, absolutely. So a couple things. You got to make sure you look at the size of the collar of the shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's important.
The proportion size in terms of body. Larger build men want to go with larger ties.
Yes.
Same thing with smaller build men. You want to go with something smaller. If you're small with a big tie, the proportions are off.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
And then also face shapes. That matters too.
That is
It
important.
does.
Yeah,
That
it
is
does.
important. So like mine are like a more medium. They're not super tiny, but they're not super. I do have some big ones, and I after I wore them on television once, I was like, no.
Yeah.
But there's various kinds. Like there's so many different kinds, right? And
Yes.
that's something that I talk about all the time. I have some that are untied, and then this is more of an ascot type situation, which I have not debuted on the show, but I'm going to
Okay.
soon.
That
But
takes practice.
It does take practice. But so these, for instance, this one right here, this one is actually one that I had tied, and now
And then you sewed it together, so it would be a
sewn
lot
and
easier.
super glued together in there. You don't have to talk about that. But what happened was I got tired of doing this every single day. So a lot of these,
Yeah.
actually, if you look on the back here, you can see where I have tied it together because I didn't want to tie them every single day.
So do you have any other little tips or tricks
So
for?
kind of what Tristan said, you want to make sure you practice, because
Yes.
if you're going to get a tie, don't do it right before prom because you'll be stuck, okay? Look in
Yeah.
the mirror, practice on people, practice on friends, but just make sure you choose what's right for you. Ultimately, it's all about personal style and individuality.
And color too. Don't, it should
Yeah.
be a pop. There's a lot of people that are like, well, it should just kind of match whatever else you're doing. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no. My bow tie etiquette is like, let's have a little pop of color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Another tip is when you're choosing a bow tie, your bow ties should match your belt. That's a rule of thumb. Bow ties should match your belt. If you're wearing a black bow tie, make sure you got a black belt. Same thing with brown bow tie. Even if it's a colorful one, you could match it up with either a light brown or something like that.
Oh, pocket square is nice
yeah.
too. But yeah, I could go on all day.
Yeah.
You better stop me.
This is a whole show.
It is. There's a lot about bow ties.
Yes.
So let's talk about the standard, like, classic necktie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trends out there. I mean, we've seen it. I grew up where you have the skinny tie.
Yeah.
You have the big tie, the big knot.
Yes. So many. It's, first of all, why are there over 100,000 ways to tie a tie? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
However, I did learn that some of the methods and the names come from just like the eras of time and origins and things like that.
Okay.
So, I guess it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how fast can you tie a tie?
I can tie it pretty quick.
So
honestly.
give us a little tutorial here
pretty good.
on.
Okay.
So if you do,
Gotta flip and
then you go up and over.
Okay,
Now this
okay.
is something, because I do this so often on stage, that backstage you
Look
have
at
like
you.
30
You don't even
seconds
have
to
a
do it.
mirror.
yeah.
So there you go.
So Tristan, is this the
perfect one.
Windsor or is this the half
This is
Windsor?
just a regular Windsor.
Just a regular?
Yep.
Okay. So,
this is
yeah.
probably what doesn't look great right now because I'm doing it over a bow tie. But yeah, this is the most simple. This is the simplest thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And this tie is actually, this is not it's not a skinny tie, but it's kind of in between. Obviously, I did not tie it to a proper length because you do want to get it down to your belt, but I was
Yes.
doing this pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that's how fast it can be. So if you're wanting to go with something that's a little more accessible, that's great. Or just get a bow tie that's pretty
Yeah.
tight. Or call me, I'll give you one.
Yeah. So when we're thinking of prom, though,
Yes.
with the Windsor knot,
Yep.
you want to go for a skinnier
Yeah.
tie.
Yep.
And then
It just depends.
the pattern and the fabrics are important when
Yep.
you're choosing like a formal event like prom.
Right.
Okay.
But like there's so many different ways. Like with the Windsor knot, then there's a half Windsor knot, then there's a small knot for those ones to just do something easy.
Okay. Okay. And you have to watch that the
Yeah.
little tail on the end because you don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
that sticking down.
No,
Yeah.
no. And also, guys, put it through the loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a nice tie clip or
Simple,
something.
right, Tristan?
Man.
But you want something nice. I mean, and there's a lot of designs.
There's a lot of
and-
design, like geometric shapes, tribal prints, animal prints. So those are real popular right now for prom season.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, what
Didn't
colors
know.
are kind of in for what?
Well, for the ties,
Yeah.
a lot of the shimmer, not like shimmer,
Yeah.
shimmer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
like, like metallics or
Yeah.
just the
Okay.
different shapes, you know. But
Sure.
the main thing is making sure that the tie is matching either an accessory, even with men, in terms of like bracelets.
Yeah.
But definitely something that matches inside the suit.
Okay.
Pop that. Pop yourself, man. Let's go.
I love it. All right, so let's get to the ladies,
Okay,
because
okay.
jewelry is essential, but
Yes.
you don't want to take away from the beauty of
Yeah.
the dress. So what tips do you
No.
have when picking out jewelry for
Okay,
prom?
so for prom, when you're doing dresses and jewelry, so if you're doing sequins or beading, you want to go for a smaller look, right? Because you don't want to take away from
Yeah.
the beading. However, because this is considered like a V, you can do something where it's a drop, right? Another thing to take in consideration is when women are styling for prom, you consider the hairstyles. So if your
Yes.
hair is up, you want to do something a little more chunky in terms of jewelry because you'll show off the neckline.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But if your hair is down, you want to be a little more subtle.
Okay.
You don't want to take away from the beading or anything like that, but definitely when you're wearing your hair up, you want to go for bolder earrings or a chunky necklace.
Chunky necklace. Okay,
I
so
love
is there
that.
what's
I love
hot
it.
right now?
So what I'm noticing there are go to that neutral metallic earrings such as gold or rose gold.
Okay.
So if you're doing
Rose
like
gold,
yeah,
that's coming
rose
back.
gold.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're doing a colored dress though, you want to opt for silvers and golds.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you don't want to take away from the pop of color dress, but you still want to be
Sure.
fashionable. Another good accessory is bracelets. Right,
Ah.
so you want your bracelet to be kind of dainty,
Okay.
that kind of matches the set.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just really have to watch. You don't want to be wearing pearls or something like that.
Well,
with-
you know what? Not with this, but for a classic like strapless or sweetheart lined
Yeah.
dress, you can basically, like, especially if it's black, pearls. A lot of people
Okay.
kind of shy away from pearls, but pearls is a definitely it's a nice piece to add to a
Sure.
classic look.
Oh, and it's so classic
Yeah.
too, I
I
think.
wear pearls every day. What you can't see is I have pearls
Not
on
with the
right
bow tie.
Not with the see.
Well, that's a
This is
personal
our
preference.
fashion expert.
That's a personal preference.
Oh, Michelle, what are we going to do with him, right? What is the best way for folks to contact you if they need help with their outfits, if they need help with prom, whatever it may be?
So I'm on all over social media. 309-314-5861. You can
Very
also
nice.
call me. Everyone's not on social media, so pick up the phone, text, call. I'm available.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. Michelle, as always, we learned so much from you. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
thank
in.
you.
Thank you for having me again.
All right, for more information, you can find Michelle on Facebook at 52 and Heels.
And we'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.